Football season is back. Welcome back to the channel. Week 1 preview, Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens. Oh, it feels so nice to say that. It's been too long since the NFL has been going on regularly. Let me know your score predictions in the comment section right now. Right now, go to the comment section, leave your score predictions before hearing what I have to say. We'll leave our predictions at the end of this video, but be sure to leave a comment right now. I want to see a long list of comments. If you get the score prediction right, I'll give you a shout out in the next video. But thank you guys for tuning in to this week 1 preview. We got to start at quarterback. Got to do it. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, 2 top 4 quarterbacks in the league, potentially top 3 quarterbacks. Both guys looking to have MVP-type seasons. Lamar Jackson has had multiple MVPs. Josh Allen coming off his first. Neither guy has the Super Bowl ring, and I think that is the goal for this year, and that is the career goal. I think both guys would trade all the MVPs they earn in their career for just one Super Bowl ring. Both teams have a good chance to do that. Let's start this video out by talking about some key additions to the Baltimore Ravens. Both of these teams have gotten significantly better in the offseason. I would argue the Ravens a little bit more than the Bills. So let's take a look at some key additions. Of course, Malachi Starks, the really good safety out of Georgia, teaming up with Kyle Hamilton. If you look at both of these teams, the Bills safety core does not even compare, not at all. I think safety is the weakest spot on the Bills right now. For the Ravens, it's one of their strong suits. Of course, other than Malachi Starks, they got Jair Alexander from the Packers, the really, really solid cornerback there. Again, getting a little bit older. He is a loudmouth type guy, has some beef with Josh Allen. Friendly beef, maybe. We'll see how this plays out. Josh Allen got the best of him last time the two matched up. We'll see what happens this go-around. And then, of course, how could we forget about the big wide receiver pickup, DeAndre Hopkins? He is going to be a pivotal player for the Ravens. I don't think there's any debate about it. He is nearing the end of his career, but still has good height, still has good route running abilities. His speed isn't necessarily there anymore, but I think he's going to significantly help this offense. And for an offense that really hasn't had any good receivers in the last 5 to 7 years, I think this is exactly what they needed. They also got Walker as a wide receiver as well, and some other key additions along the way. But I mean, it's night and day how much better DeAndre Hopkins, Malachi Starks, and Jair Alexander make this Ravens core. And it definitely propels them from a spot where you're thinking maybe a divisional round exit to a very, very suitable case for a Super Bowl team. So looking at this Ravens team, as a Bills fan, I'm a little scared. I'm a little nervous. Again, these two teams always have very, very competitive games. And looking at this matchup, we really don't know what to expect. Week 1 is always crazy. Now let's switch over to talk about some Bills new additions. Joshua Palmer, Elijah Moore, adding to that wide receiver core that was pretty weak. Tyrell Shavers switching to number 14. Will we see him put up Stephon Diggs-like numbers this year? Probably not, but it is cool to have 14 back on the field for the Bills. Then we look at the defense, and holy moly, Joey Bosa, he is going to be an X factor on that defensive line if he could stay healthy, and that is the most important thing with Joey Bosa. You have to keep him healthy. Now let's talk about the running back position for both teams. Of course, Derrick Henry, 31 years old. He's getting older. I know there is a little bit of worry, I think you could say, from Ravens fans and fans around the league. Of course, Derrick Henry, a former top 3 fantasy lock, no longer at that level, but still a very, very solid running back. Again, just a monstrous guy who's known for his stiff arm, his trucking abilities. You absolutely love to see Derrick Henry succeed in this league. He's one of those players that, as a Bills fan, I sit there and admire and just wonder what he would be like with this Bills team under that really solid Bills offensive line. Switching over to the Bills, of course, James Cook, the holdout has finally ended. James Cook is set for a very pivotal year to see if that new contract is going to be worth it or not. Alongside, he has Ray Davis Jr., who proved to be a good backup last season. Didn't look so good in preseason, but I think he will have a better regular season than he did in the preseason. Then, of course, Ty Johnson, one of my favorite players. How can we not talk about Ty Johnson? We have to talk about the Ravens' schedule, too. I mean, 5 of their first 6 games are against playoff teams from last season. They have to win at least 3 of those to have put themselves in a good situation moving forward. I think they could easily start the season 6-0, though. This team is full of studs. The Bills, they have home field advantage. So let's talk a little bit about home field advantage for the Bills. This is the last season at the old stadium. A lot of people are, saying what a historic send-off this would be if the Bills could win their first Super Bowl in the last season of their old stadium before moving across the street to, quote, new Highmark Stadium. It would be great. I'm not expecting it to happen just because I'm a Bills fan. I know misery like no other. But the Ravens, they're trying to kind of, spoil the mood. They're coming into Buffalo, the last home opener at the stadium. They want to get their get back for last year after the Bills eliminated them from the playoffs. And I know there's a respectful beef between these two fan bases. Lamar Jackson, he's a very, very kind guy. We see him, signing autographs after losses in the playoffs. A couple years ago, the first time the Bills eliminated from the Ravens from the playoffs, we saw him signing autographs after the game as well. So again, very respectful between these two fan bases, but I don't think it's going to be too respectful this week because this is a massive matchup for week 1. And that number 1 seed in the AFC is wide open, especially due to the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs are no longer the Kansas City Chiefs, but they still made the Super Bowl last season. So somebody's got to put a stop to them. And in my opinion, it's going to be one of these two teams, potentially the Bengals too. But I think one of these two teams is going to be the team to defeat the Chiefs dynasty. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is special teams. Of course, Justin Tucker has been released from the Ravens, something that happened a few months ago, so some people may have forgotten about that, especially Bills fans in here, Ravens fans. I'm sure you know all about it, but of course, Justin Tucker was a phenomenal kicker for the Ravens for quite some time now, hit some super long field goals, a very reliable guy. All you had to do was get it within, a 50 to 60 yard field goal, and he was money. So Ravens fans, a little bit of concern there. The field goals are no longer free, but there is a chance he returns to Baltimore mid-season after he serves his suspension. We will see what happens over there. As far as the Bills go, Tyler Bass, as of the time of this recording, appears to be healthy, but the Bills continue to work out kickers. Zane Gonzalez and a plethora of others were in here the other day. So we will see how Tyler Bass is, graded throughout the season and how long he lasts. Does he make it the whole season? I know he's had some issues in the past on reliability and also that groin injury. So with those two things together, I don't know what the future holds at field goal kicking for the Buffalo Bills this season, but it appears they're starting with Tyler Bass and hoping that he can make it the whole season healthy and reliable. So just to recap, the Bills, Ravens, week 1. I know this is a marquee matchup, Sunday Night Football. Everyone's going to be watching this, whether you're a fan of the Bills or the Ravens or just an NFL fan in general. Everyone's going to be watching this game. As far as me, I am going to be nervously watching and streaming on this channel, so if you guys are wanting to hear some alternate commentary or are unable to watch the game, be sure to check out our channel. I'll be live streaming, doing some live play-by-play and analysis, and be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe. And now let's check out what our brand new 2025 BSC panel has to say about this pivotal Week 1 matchup.
Are you? It's Allen. Allen straight ahead. Bulldozes in for the touchdown.